Hey there YouTube flock, this is Siegs, and today we're taking a look at the winner of the Osaka Championship event in Japan, which was Boa Hancock, notably using Sengoku as a searcher and the promo Boa, the 6-cost promo Boa, in their list. I think people weren't sure how Boa would fare in the meta, but with it having 3 slots in the top 4 of this event, I think it had a pretty good showing and gave a nice example of what this deck is capable of. I think the deck isn't really figured out yet and people aren't exactly sure how to fight against it. This might go into why this deck was so successful at the moment, as people are still trying to figure it out. I would say even modern lists aren't even really fully figured out yet. But today we're going to take a look at what they were using, what they were playing with, and seeing how effective it really is, at least in my experience. So the question is this the best way to play Boa? Is Sengoku Searcher the best way to play Boa? Is it better to have consistency in what you search or consistency in what you trigger? See, a lot of these decks are playing Sengoku over the 2-cost Nyon card, which allows you to exchange the top card of your deck with a card in your hand, thus letting you plant triggers to be triggered off your life. I personally feel this way of playing Boa feels better because it's less luck based and more strategy in what you're planting into your life, and psyching your opponent out, like, oh, they planted something in the trigger, should I attack them? I don't know. So it really, I think, messes with their head. It can really like change up how the game goes, because there's an argument that if Boa is able to trigger off the Gorgon Sisters at the very beginning of the game is practically won. So if that is the case, why would you not try to consistently just trigger off the Gorgon Sisters by just using Nyon or even Hyori to just plant it into your life? I guess this will be the debate going forward, whether it's just better to have more consistent searches or more consistent trigger setup. However, this deck was undefeated in the championship. A lot of decks that even win the championship usually have at least 1 loss or something on their way to the top. This specific Boa list had 0 losses, which just goes to show how consistent it was and how powerful it was throughout the game, or throughout the tournament. So changes to like compared to my own deck, this deck, as I mentioned earlier, runs Sengoku. It doesn't run Nami, the 5-cost Nami, and it runs the 6-cost promo Boa, which yeah, the stonks of this card have just completely skyrocket. If you take a look at what this card costs before this championship versus what it costs now, you can see that these championships really play a part in the pricing of these cards. Overall, for me, this kind of way of playing the deck feels very high rolly. If you don't get any triggers, then it just feels bad. But you also, what are you going to do about it, right? Like if you don't control the triggers and you're playing less cards that can trigger, because playing Sengoku means you're not playing 4 triggers, basically. If you get Sengoku off of life, that's not a trigger. You just get to search with it later. So you got to think, like, I'm not sure what the math of this would be. Maybe somebody will figure it out one day, but like, is it better to have less triggers in your deck, but more consistency in search, or have more triggers in your deck and more ways to plant the triggers you want? Which way is better for Boa going forward? So here's the list here. This was by a player called Solo 8 days ago now. You can see they are running the Sengoku. They are also playing one-ofs of special triggers that could potentially win you the game if they come out at the right time. This is for example, the 3-cost trigger blocker that can come out of your life. Bedge, of course, we all know what Bedge does, and things like you're the one that should disappear. All very strong triggers, especially if they're at the bottom of your life. However, again, there's no way to plant them there. I would think having this event card in your deck would be awesome if you could plant it on the bottom. For example, even if you're at 1 life, you could use Nyon to transfer this card to the bottom of your life, your last life, and then play Kuma after that to give yourself another life. So you have 2 life, and you know that your last life is this card, which will give you another life, potentially more triggers. It just seems very, very strong. So I'm not really sure why people aren't running even like Hyoris or something like that in this deck list, but it seems to have worked for them. So what do I know, right? This list also running 4 of the Warawa Kawaii, or You'll Frighten Me in English, or the Slave Arrow, and this is also, of course, because they're not playing the 2-cost, so there's not really too many targets to bounce with this, but 1 copy is still good. This is the 2nd place list. This is by a player called Kaku. Yes, like Kaku from CP0. This list also running Sengoku, but also running 2 Hyori, so they still at least have a way to plant things like You're the One Who Should Disappear And if they played the blocker, then also like that blocker, for example. They're also notably running the Saboros card. This card is in like a handful of lists that I've won flagships recently as well. It's a good way to get rid of threats like the 7-cost Shanks and other, just annoying cards that are in your way that you can't really get rid of. It's just like another card you could also use if your opponent's, for example, not attacking into your life but building their own board. You can still remove it while building up your board, so giving you more control over the situation. This deck ultimately lost against this one, but I'm not sure if that's an accurate way to see which one's better because, of course, luck of triggers is a huge factor in this. But even looking at recent flagship winners, so these are like different lists that have won flagships over the last week in Japan. You can see a lot of inspiration coming from these top championship deck lists. But like, for example, this one is running Hyoris. It's only running 3 Sengokus. It's running 2 Saboros, but it's also running 3 of the Nami card. This is a card that I was running for a while. I feel it's really good. If your opponent doesn't attack into you, you can still kind of have aggression by forcing your opponent to take life while also building your board. Also has counter, but doesn't have trigger. So again, you have to try to balance, like, how many non-trigger cards do you want in your deck versus like trigger cards in order to be more consistent, like the most consistent, and have the best way of dealing with your opponent regardless of what their strategy is. Like, if their strategy is to attack into you, of course you want to be able to trigger or control your triggers. If they are not attacking into you, of course you want to have consistency in finding the pieces you want on curve to kind of give yourself the best chance of taking the game, even if they decide to go that route. And for example, having the Namis that take your opponent's life, having the Hankoks that took your opponent's life, while also being searchable Sengoku. This can be very strong in the event that your opponent just doesn't attack into you. So I feel like trying to balance your deck to fight both of those will be the way going forward to play Hancock. Another list here, this one doesn't play Saboros, but instead plays 1 copy of Doflamingo, which basically has the same effect, but as a body that's 7 costs instead of 4, and doesn't have a trigger. This one plays 3 copies of Veg, just foregoing the Hiyori entirely, but plays 1 copy of Rindo to give another trigger body just to put on board. Only plays 2 of this event and only 1 of this event. Again, not many targets for this unless you're bouncing something like Pudding back to your hand, which can be strong, I guess. This is another list. This one's running 1 copy of Nyon, 1 copy of Hiyori. I'm not sure how I feel about 1 copies, because I feel like you would want this at the very beginning of the game to set up your first trigger to guarantee that you have some pressure on your board, even from the first swing that you take. This one also is running 2 copies of Red Rock over the Saboros. A higher cost, a weaker trigger, but still, Red Rock is still good against a lot of cards in the meta if you're talking about like Ace and things like that. So yeah, and this one here also running the blocker that comes out of life. I had a game where this was actually very clutch, so I can understand why this is here. Same thing with you're the one that should disappear. And they do have ways to plant this with Hiyori, at least as a 2k blocker or a 2k counter. And maybe this will be like the nice middle point where if you at least have Hiyori, but also Sengoku, you still have options at the beginning of the game. And I feel like this might be a nice balanced way to do this in the event that you don't want to play Nyon, for example. This one playing 2 femurs. I guess 2 femurs is kind of the way to go right now, especially if you're playing Sengoku. You just have a way to search it. You don't need as many copies. That's kind of another thing too, is the cards that you definitely need, I guess you don't need to run as many copies of them because you can search for them. So this kind of opens up more slots for other trigger bodies or events like this one. And then this is the last one to look at here. This one was 4 days ago. This one actually does run 2 copies of Nyon, 2 copies of Hiyori. So this is the only list that doesn't play Sengoku that I've seen that won a flagship and was still able to win a flagship, but doesn't do it. So, and they also run 2 copies of Nami here, which is interesting. So this is kind of more towards what I would probably personally want to play. I do feel really bad when you can't control the triggers and you just kind of have to rely on luck. It just feels bad all around. But basically, like the almost non-negotiable non-trigger cards everybody seems to be running are 2 copies of Pudding, 4 copies of Hancock, and 4 copies of Kuma. Besides that, everything is debatable. Do you want to run the Namis? Up to you. Do you want to run the Sengokus? Up to you. Do you want to run this flamingo? It's up to you. And your 2k counters are kind of up for debate. So I would say basically based on this data that the deck is still far from figured out, and there are many ways to play it. So you can probably find which way works best for you and which one you have the most fun playing. Personally, for me, I've never really been much into the yellow decks because I think triggers are kind of like one of the most unfun mechanics of One Piece. It's like you have a chance to completely high roll off of a trigger. Like whenever your opponent would get something like a Kikunojo, or if you're playing against an Enel who got like, you're the one that should disappear, or a Bedge or something near the end of the game, it really just felt like the most unfun experience. And even when playing Boa, for example, if I didn't plant a trigger but got like a really, like maybe my first trigger was the Gorgon Sisters or whatever, and my opponent would be like, no way. Like, and like for me, it doesn't feel good to play against a deck that does that. It doesn't feel good to be the deck that does that, to get the high roll. I don't feel like I accomplished anything as a player. I feel like luck just happened to be on my side, and that like, that was, you know, cool, I got lucky, but I don't feel like I made this happen. And this is why for me personally, I do prefer the Nyon version of this deck, because you can control the triggers you put in. So when you trigger, you get that first trigger of the Gorgon Sisters, you put that there. You planned your deck out to do this. You know, so it doesn't feel as high roll. It doesn't feel like you got lucky and that's it. It feels like you planned for this and you strategize around this. And there's different things that you can strategize with your other triggers. Maybe you can plant a Bedge if you want, or you can plant the You're the One That Should Disappear event card at the bottom of your deck. This feels like a more rewarding and fun way to play personally. But as you can see from the data, it does not seem to be the more popular to play the deck. It seems to be that everybody wants to play Sengoku's, just kind of be lucky with their triggers, but consistent with what they play like on curve. So which deck will be the best? I'm not sure. My next video will actually look at the Nyon version of the deck, the one that plants your triggers, and because I feel like, again, that's personally how I would want to play the deck, but we'll see which one is more successful. Which one do you prefer? Which version of the deck do you think you would like to play? You want to play Sengoku where your surges are consistent but your triggers are just luck, or do you want to play the Nyon version where you plant the triggers, there's no more luck involved, but maybe you have a harder time finding your Kumas, for example, on curve? What do you think? Let me know down in the comments below, and let's get into the games and the deck discussion on the stream, on my stream that I did. So let's take a look. So I wanted to test this list out. This list changes from mine in a few ways. Most notably is the fact that it doesn't have any 2 costs. We don't have any of the 2 costs, as I mentioned before, so slave arrow numbers went down by a lot, so they instead put a lot into the You'll Frighten Me card, as well as 1 copy of the 0 cost event, which I guess you can't really choose to plant unless you're using this into Kuma or something. You have 1 Bedge, 1 little bitch. You got 1 trigger, 3 cost blocker. It's choosing to use the snake rather than the boa for whatever reason. I guess it's just personal preference, really. It uses the Hina, which allows you to get rid of a 4 cost blocker. And most notably, it uses this promo boa, which in Japan, this on the used sites. Hello. This on the used sites has like quadrupled, like quintupled. I don't know. It went up by like 10 times, man. This promo was selling for like 1 copy for about 150 yen like a week ago. Now 1 copy is like 700 yen or more. It's insane. And what I want to find out today is this promo worth it? Or should you just play 4 copies of Rayleigh? I'm kind of leaning towards playing 4 copies of Rayleigh, but let's test this out and see what happens. But what I want to figure out today is this bow worth it? Is it worth it not to play any of the 2 costs? Like, for example, would you rather play the Hiyori other than this and this? And even this, I'm not sure if this is needed or not. So I kind of want to test and see how this goes. But obviously this won the tournament, the Osaka Championship that was last weekend, and it won it without losing a single game. So that's how you know it's a good deck. The runner-up runs something. Actually, let me see what the runner-up plays before I start making shit up. I don't want to lie to you guys, you know? I don't want to make shit up. Where is the updated? Give me the updates. Here it is. 2nd place by Kaku-san. Kaku showed up at the event. Yeah, so this guy plays a list similar to like what I was playing. ish. He plays, actually no he doesn't, but he does play 2 copies of the Hiyori rather than the 2 copies of the Hina. And rather than playing the promo, he plays 4 copies of Rayleigh instead, but he does have 1 copy of Rindo, which I also said was like maybe a thing that you could play. Playing 2 copy of Sabers. This is also a bounce of 7 cost, so this is really good against the Mihawk 7 cost card, the Shanks, and I guess also into Ace playing any of their like things. It's just good to have removal, I think, because sometimes your board is just full and you just want to spend Dawn so you can use your Gorgon sisters, and you can pop something with this. And more liberal, like this is more closer to what I was playing where I had 2 of each of these. How many copies is, yeah, I think both decks are running 2 copies only of the femur card, so that's a thing. That is a thing. So I just want to run this and see if it's worth it. Changing a lot, but it looks like both of the top 2 have agreed that you don't really need the 2 costs, especially not the Nyon card, but at least the second place decided that Hiyori was pretty good. I'm going to try this out and see how this goes. But yeah, this is the difference. I also got to remember that this only works if you have 2 or less life, so I'm basically going to take all the hits. But like this Boa, this is the promo that they're using basically, besides against having 2 more Rayleighs. Just says give 1 Rested Dawn card to your leader or one of your characters on play, and it has a trigger that lets you play a 5,000 power or less trigger from your hand, which is a worse effect than this and this, but allows you to basically play any of your, like any 1, 2, 3, like any of these 3 basically, or I guess technically your snake dude as well. Does not allow you to play Rayleigh, unfortunately. I feel it's just not as good as Rayleigh, but it does have the Warlords of the Seven Seas or whatever tag on it, or the Kuja Pirates tag, so you can search it and you can use it as like a hand card to use with the Gorgon sisters. So we'll see, but I mean, like the prices for this card have gone insane, and I just don't know if it's worth it or not. So let's find out. I can't do it. There's a chair in my way. It's seeing more play. How much in USD? Like, I don't know. It's only like $4 or $5. It's just the fact that what was I gonna say? It's just the fact that it used to be basically 50 cents. Like nobody was playing this card, and then all of a sudden the championship winner played this, and now everybody's like, "Oh, I want it! I need it too!" And I'm trying to figure out if it's actually like worth it, you know? Stop Clang. Yeah, I'm super new. I just got into the game in OP12. Oh, okay. I got in at OP4, and Vivi was my first leader, the original one. Man, I don't think this is gonna be really good for me. Let us choose the Gorgon Sissies, and let us trash this and attack. Once again, I should have attacked first, but I'm not the smartest tool in the shed. It's the second time we've made this mistake now. So we're against Nami, which is like notorious for being Hancock's like pretty much worst matchup. So I think there's like a maybe 10% chance we actually win this one, but it'll still be fun to see what happens. We'll use this to play this. And so we have our Gorgon Sisters on the board now. That's good. I shall dono 1. I don't know. Well, we'll see if I even need one. I'm not even sure if I'll need one. We'll see if I even need it, you know? We got 4? Oh, we have it on. Let's grab a 2K. Oh wait, I can't because it's not a Shichibukai. And then we'll do this, and then we'll reveal these to put some counters. Let's do this. And then she'll give 1, probably, and then we'll do 7. Wait, what happened? Oh, you gave me a super oh, for the promo, buddy. You're too kind. You're too kind. All right, fine. I'll have to order one now. I got you. You got me. I have to order one now. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. I have no alerts for YouTube yet because I kind of didn't expect anyone to actually be donating anything for me. But thanks, Blue. I do appreciate you always being here too. I can't believe the winning list doesn't play Hiyori or Grandma. I also couldn't believe about Hiyori. Grandma I can understand, but Hiyori is a bit weird, I think. I actually don't have enough to counter this. This is kind of trigger. This is kind of insane, I think. I think I might still play Hiyori. This one's playing it's playing Bedge. I don't know if I would play Bedge. It's like such a low chance you'd get that trigger. But I guess some people might find it to be useful, I guess. I'm not sure. Are we just kind of going all in here? I think we're going all in here. If you like the bow, you can put it towards the cards you use. Thanks, man. I do appreciate that, honestly. I do appreciate it. Should we just what are the chances that we can just putting this guy and go for game here? Probably not very high, right? We could also Kuma, but if we Kuma, we can only attack like twice. I think we can try that. I don't know, actually. What do you guys think? We can try to attack down the chopper, but then we'll only have one. Ah, man, it's tough, actually. Actually, let's just fucking go for it. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Plus, like, our hand cards are kind of awful, actually. Like, I don't think there's actually a way we can win anyway. Let's just do 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we actually still don't even have enough to really do a lot of damage here. Let's attack once here. Yeah, we just didn't lose here. Like, we even just didn't have any counter. It kind of sucks. Look at this. It's kind of bad. Kind of bad. You should put it anyway, see what happens. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I didn't notice what we do anyway. Like, what are you gonna do with this hand? Put a blocker down. She just gives me the, what's it called? The what's it, whatever the sister's name is called. Yeah, GG. GG. But I think this is just like an instant lose matchup. There's like not much we can do. The leader becomes 7k. Like, we can't even hit it. You saw, like, even if we did like all, like we played pudding and just like equipped all dawn, like there's not much we can do. Yeah, he had tons of counter anyway, so there wasn't much we can do here. But it is unfortunate that like Nami basically is a pretty insta scoop. I just think Nami's not that good against other leaders, so you're probably not gonna have that big of an issue, as we saw with like the last championship that happened. But now that Boa is winning, we might actually see a resurgence in more Namis, just because Nami is the counter to Boa. Chose to go second, we're going first. This sucks. Let's mulligan this. Okay, we got the Sengoku. We can go to the 4 Boa here, which is probably our best bet, so we'll do that. See? Yeah, it's quite good. Yeah, zombie Bonnie crazy. Would agree. I agree, y'all. Let's just do a lot of Dawn and attack. Every yellow deck is playing that shit now. Yeah, it's funny how like every yellow deck is playing it except for Moria, which it was intended for. Oh man, it's kind of funny when like the package is stronger than the leader. Doo-doo-doo. Ooh, a Bond Clay. Oh, of course, it's one of our non-trigger cards. One of our like 2 non-trigger cards we have. Do we have a Kuma? We don't. Oh, that kind of sucks, actually. I no longer want to play this on top. Why did I do that? Why did I do that? It's fine. It's fine. It's not fine. It's not fine. It's not fine. Uso Hatch. We don't have Kuma, and we definitely should have bottom decked what we had there. The good news is we can play Rayleigh next turn to get rid of whatever they're about to play. Oh, never mind. It's the pudding. Never mind. It's the pudding, isn't it? It's the pudding, isn't it? In that case, we can just Kuma here. Get rid of one of the Rayleigh. Actually, no. Actually, yeah, we do, because we do want like Gorgon named cards in our hand, which we have exactly enough. So that's good. So we'll do this. And then we can do 6, 7, 7. Don't you guys give me that meme face. I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. Wow. Job's done. Work. Zag. Smooth. More work. Righto. Work complete. All right. Well, he has no blockers, so we can just kind of go all in with Kuma here, I suppose. Do you really want to attack me, though? Oh, I see. Because you don't have... you have no life left. I see the problem here. I see the problem. It's only 16k. You just give me a Giganto and a few Q canners. I might get that game and see if people still play it. Dude, that game was pretty classic stuff, man. Well, we still won. Yeah, if the opponent has low life, it's like a pretty easy win, unfortunately, for them. What are like some like non-negotiable triggers? I would say is the 4-cost Hancock and the 6-cost Kuma, and that's it. I say everything else is like up for debate whether it should have triggers or not. We have to go second. We don't really have a good second thing here, so we do this into a much worse hand. Good. Nothing to play, so Hyoda gets to go for free. Yeah, I'm not seeing it, guys. Imagine if we had a Hyoda here, we can attack for free. Wouldn't that be great? Oh, great. That's a great first trigger. We have nothing to play, so we just play fucking Sengoku. And then we'll have 6 next turn. We have 2 Kumas. So we'll probably just grab this. I don't even fucking know, man. I legit do not know. Pudding also. Oh yeah, that's true, Pudding. Even Pudding, I would say, is not a non-negotiable card. It's like okay to maybe not use Pudding in some situations, but like, I don't know, it just feels bad. Like, look at this. This is fucking crazy. Like, we're just not getting any triggers. Like it's like a completely non-trigger deck. Everything we get is not triggers. Like imagine if these like if we had just had Hyodas and stuff, we'd just be planting a lot of triggers and being like yay, and then we have like this. Nice trigger, bro. Cool trigger, Chad. Oh, can we actually use this? I can't, right? If you have 0 life cards. I don't have 0 life cards. I can't use this. Yep. I guess we'll just do this. I don't even fucking know, man. We're just fucking losing. We just losing. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Another Shiggy, cool. Do do do. 2, 1. What else can we do here? Anything? We can play like double Hancock here, I guess. Gorgon Sisters. Yeah, I guess that's fine. I guess we could just starve this guy. Or attempt to. I don't know if this list is it. I mean, we've also just been like unlucky with triggers, unfortunately. Like we've just kind of not really had the triggers. And of course, like there's just always the chance that we just don't get them, right? Let's do this. 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 Nice. Yeah, I think that's going to be my issue with this deck, and I think it's my issue with yellow decks in general. And I remember this being like something I thought when I started playing this game too, about yellow in general, is like yellow, you can just get lucky and get a trigger, and it completely changes the course of the game. But it doesn't feel good for either party, because it's like if you get a trigger and you're the yellow player, like you feel like, oh, I just got lucky. And like that's it. Like it doesn't feel like you really skilled your way into anything. It doesn't feel like you outsmarted your opponent or outplayed them in any way. You just got a trigger. Like good for you. And then if you're playing against somebody who also has triggers, like, oh great, like you just high rolled. Congratulations. You want a pat on the back? Like it just feels bad for everybody. As a Betty mainly rely on triggers feels terrible. Yeah. I mean, you can increase your odds of getting triggers, but of course, like removing these searchers, just putting all these trigger guys in, but it still is the case that you just might not be able to, and then that's the end of that chapter, you know. The trash a card too. It kind of feels bad, man. Let's trash this, I guess. Because when I like figuring out the Boa strategy, basically everybody says like, yeah, just basically take every life, like just take every single hit to try to fill your board. But if you just miss your triggers, you just lose. The judo say. So like a deck like Emu, like Ace, it feels like you're building towards something and like you're strategizing, you're getting your searchers on, you're like thinking about like you're calculating stuff. Boa is just like take it and see if you get the draw or not. What does promo Boa even do? It just puts a Dawn on leader. That's it. It puts a Dawn on leader, and then it has a trigger that you can play. You can play a 5,000 power or less character with the trigger from your hand. So it's like a not as good as trigger as like this Boa, for example. So it's not super good, I would say, but it's also not bad. I think it's just like another option to play on 6 while also having the Kuja Pirates flavor on it. I can pay a 6,000. I mean, I guess we can start placing on top, and then we'll draw Kuma and then put this on the trigger. Yeah, that's probably what we'll do. And of course, his Emu just has infinite fucking counter. That place feels so bad to play against. Do 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 do. Satanze. Oh, I see. That's pretty smart, I guess. Do that, and we'll trash. Like, yeah, I guess we'll just trash this card. 6, 7. Yeah, I mean, What else can we really do? Yeah, then he plays his multi. Why not, right? He probably just has another Mars, say, the player now. Yeah, I don't think there's a use case for playing this or this. He plays his other Maz, say. Yeah, another nice trigger, bro. Mazase. We literally can't even use this. It kind of sucks. Man, this is like brutal, dude. Yeah, unfortunately we don't have a Dawn leader, so him KOing this... Oh, he can't KO Shakuya because she's a 6 cost. Interesting. Interesting. There's 6 costs. I didn't even think about that. There's 6 costs. He can't even KO them. He can KO Margaret. And of course this Boa. We'll do that. We'll do that. I'm okay to do this. Cool triggers, bro. Cool triggers, champion. Like, doesn't he just win? Do 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 do. Do 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 do. I guess this would have been the case where we actually need this card, and we don't have it anyway. Doom doom. Do 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 do. We can't even stop this if we wanted to. Okay, we'll grab this because I think we'll need it. Though I think we just lose anyway, but... because we can't stop this, yeah. All we can really do is drop this. And we need this. So all we can really do is attack. 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 Just hope he finally has to fucking block one of these hits. My god, he didn't even have to this entire time. That's insane. Man, this deck is too stupid. So not even at once per turn, just just add a Dawn. Yep, that's it. That's why until now it was like 100 yen. Yep, on play, give 1 rested Dawn card to your leader or one of your characters, and then the trigger does that. Like, I would say it's not a good card. I think it's just the fact that it has the tag Kuja Pirates on it, and that's literally it. I think. We'll use this on this guy. Resolve. Nice trigger, buddy. Nice trigger, buddy. So crazy. So fucking crazy, dude. Okay, we'll do this on this. Okay. I mean, we already lose, doesn't even matter. doesn't even matter. Oh wow, hold on. It's just like the one time ever that this is actually good. I think we still lose though. Wait, why do we win? Wait, why do we win? Because he had 9 total? Dude, you would have won still. The fuck you doing, dude? I think you extremely overestimated. Oh wait, he just played this. I see. He just played this. So, yeah, this trigger just won us the game. Do I feel like I outplayed my opponent? Do you think my opponent feels like he just played a good game? Nope. Hey, it's Joy Boy again. This is the guy we just fought, by the way. He's going second. We're going first. We do have a Sengoku. We'll keep it and just go. We can grab this. Yeah, it's probably the best way to do it. Gorose koko ni. Now this guy can have his revenge. Joy Boy. He picked no cards to draw. That fucking sucks. That's unlucky. That is unlucky, champ. Let's just demand cards from this guy. I know you're just gonna use your counters anyway. It doesn't fucking matter. It don't fucking matter. Lilith over Sengoku is a trigger and you can hit more options with it. Yeah, I'm kind of curious why nobody is running Lilith, to be honest. I guess because like you want to search, like this hits the cards you want to play. It hits this one, which Lilith can't hit actually. It hits Kuma, which Lilith can't hit actually. And then like it also, I guess it hits this with Lilith does hit. So I would argue why Sengoku is chosen is because it searches your two, like you want to play these cards, if that makes sense. We do have Kuma. We have nothing to play with Kuma, so I don't think we're gonna. We do need this perfume femur though. We actually do need it, so I will put this on top and I'll put this here because we do actually need it. I think he's also taking this one then. Could 2-2 split? Yeah, maybe. But I mean, like, you would want more consistent. Oh, you actually did give me 2-1. Wow. I can just say I can see why Sengoku was played because it finds the cards you want to play. But I do like the fact that Lilith can trigger. I'm not sure which one would be better yet. I can only really say that like this is what the championship winners are using. Wow. Okay, this guy just wants to take his own life. That's fine. I mean, this guy's doing significantly worse than what was happening last game. I mean, it's still doing well for him, I would say. I will trash. I don't think I need 2 of these. Pop this here. He has to give me his counter events. Oh, we got a Shida Hoshi. Shida Hoshi. Then from next turn, we can already play our Hankoku. Our 9 cost. Actually, maybe we did need both of these. Maybe I shouldn't have gotten rid of one. Maybe that was a bit silly of me. We have to somehow force him to take another life. He has so few hand cards. What do you think our first non-trigger is going to be, boys? I'm guessing pudding. Pudding or Sengoku. Oh, it's Kuma. Sorry. My bad. I done goofed. Okay, we will use this. We'll play the Boa sisters. Okay. Okay, then we can do this. And we can use this to gain some stuff. So we'll do 6 here. 6 here. Wow, we took it. Interesting. We'll do 6, 7, 8 here. Okay. And then I think we just win next turn, right? Like we just do we do a 20k to leader. I think even Emu can't stop us with only 5 vanguards, but I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see. Yeah, Miss Me's gonna go for our Gorgon sisters here. The Gorgon sisters. This is like the strongest 2k ever built, you think? What a crazy 2k. Just gives up, that's fine. All right, he did significantly worse this time. We did have triggers this time. We had the snake again. Actually, this is a really good trigger, huh? The Salome. This is quite nice, actually. If it's in your life. Huh. Is it leader locked? Which one? The Salome? No. I think there's a lot of cards that are like this card. I think Brude also does the same thing for the Big Mom. Which card do you mean? Sorry. I might be understanding what you're saying wrong. Oh, the Kuja Pirate cards, like the sisters. Oh, the sisters. You must reveal Amazon Lily or Kuja Pirates, so you must reveal them from your hand. It is actually a very steep cost. And I think this is actually the reason why they're choosing to run this card is because you can reveal it. And I guess technically this is another trigger that can allow you to play more cards from your hand. We can get Sengoku to search for the 4 cost Hancock, so I think we just keep this. Then we have Kuma, and then we have the 9 cost. Pudding probably not going to be so eventful in this matchup, but we'll see. Okay, we didn't get that, so what we can get instead is... Actually, we can't even choose Margaret, to be fair. We can just choose this one. We'll get the Gorgon Sissies. It was in a promo sale, and I was just like, cool, it looks cool. I'll get 3. Well, you are a smart man. Cool fucking trigger, bro. Dude, our triggers are so good. I can't believe we are so good at getting triggers. We can play Gorgon Sisters from our hand if we plant this. So actually, I will plant this. So we'll get the 2k. We'll plant this one. Okay, this is fine. Though if we get a trigger, then that whole entire... It depends if this is a trigger or not. Do 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 dum do 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 do. Oh, I think I actually will just block this first one. To be fair, let's give him the pudding because we're not going to use it. And it is a trigger, but we don't. Actually, yeah, we can just do this to play this anyway, so it's fine. And then we'll draw the Gorgon Sisters, but that's fine. Oh, never mind. It was to get this to play the Gorgon Sisters, so it's actually fine. This is actually fine. And then we'll play this. We'll trash. Probably don't need 2 of these. Actually, we might, to be honest. So I think we'll get rid of Run here. And then we'll reveal these 3. Pop these on. Gonna attack into this. I think that's fine. Just get rid of that shit. Attack into this. Attack into this. Because there's a chance he plays Perona anyway. But he can use the dead man's game here. He uses a Koiro. Koiro! Kono ore ni koiro. Or something like that. Roronoa! There's the Perona. Perona cannot search Perona though. Okay, so we got another event card. Good for you, champion. Let's see if he goes try to go for my board or not. Doom, 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 doom. It looks like he is. Can I block this? I can. And then I'll take the second one. I will take the second one. Oh, he plays this to bounce this and play Perona? An Odin. Okay, if this character is rested, it gains 2000 power. Interesting. And then this only has blocker if you have 1 or less life. So this doesn't have blocker now. Then you only have 4 cards in hand. But I know one of them is a counter and you can use it for your characters as well. So I have to keep this in mind. And you are keeping 1 up for it. So that's understandable. But now you're only at 2 life. So maybe I should just go for your life. Yeah. I have nothing to play. I have Margaret. I have Margaret, which doesn't feel good to play. Anata wa zehi ni. I don't know what that kanji is. I don't know that second kanji. What is that? Oh, I'm such a fraud now. I'm such a fraud. I'm gonna grab this. And I'm gonna trash this. Bro, I'm such a fraud now. So fraudulent. I'm gonna... Can I do 7, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, let's do 7, 8. Google Translate? Oh no. Wait, you mean you use Google Translate or I should use Google Translate? I have to figure out what this says now. Google Translate. Google. Anata wa hijou ni jukuren. Jukuren? The fuck is jukuren? I'm gonna do this. Oh, skilled. Jukuren. I've never heard that before. That must be like very polite. Super polite Japanese. All right, and I think we end this here. And then he should go to 1 life here. I'm assuming he's going to use the event that rests a bunch of stuff, but he can't do all of them. So we'll see what he chooses here. I wrote, you were so skilled. Jukuren. I've never heard of Jukuren before. Usually people just say umai or jozu. Yeah, so he's using that, of course. So he's probably going to choose this and then one of the dawn. Yeah. Does he have a second one that he wants to waste here? I'm not sure. I also feel like it would be like wrong of him to just go for life here. I'm not really sure. I guess we'll see what he does. If this character is rested, this character gains 20. Jukuren. Let's see here. Yeah, I think we just take this, right? Yeah, because of course we get no fucking triggers anyway. Doesn't matter. No triggers for days. We actually had no counter, so that's insane. And I have to remember now we can only use this card if we have 2 life or less. Have you seen any of the EBO4 cards? Yeah, I've seen a bunch of them. I have seen plenty. We literally don't have. I still can't believe we just don't have like triggers here. And then we'll get rid of this. Yeah. Oh, cool. We got some counter. Good for us. Yeah, I've seen quite a few of the EBO4s popping up on my Twitter feed. Maybe you found something to try in your vocabulary to see if people react. Jukuren. I'll ask my Japanese friends, do you guys use the word Jukuren shimasu? And then I'm like, how do you feel about yellow? Seems like there's getting some cool stuff. Yellow is getting cool stuff. This is true, but I still, like, we were kind of discussing about the idea of triggers, and yellow relies on triggers a lot. And I still feel the idea of triggers still doesn't feel great. Like the fact that you can kind of just like instant win because you hit all your triggers, or instant lose because you missed them all, and like a specific trigger can really win you the game, but it doesn't feel like you deserved it. So I kind of have mixed feelings about yellow and triggers. Yeah, it's too RNG for me. I really don't like RNG so much. Like I feel like I like to feel like my wins are deserved, if that makes sense. I'm gonna just play this, I think. And then I'm just gonna do a few swings here. He has one blocker, 4 Dawn active with 4 cards in hand. So you can block one, and there's 1, 2, there's still like a bunch of attacks left. But to be fair, I'm probably not going to use this boa, though I'm pretty sure he has a way to block it. Actually, we'll see. We'll attack with it last and see what he gets. I'm pretty sure he still has one of the Koedo Zoro. Just switch to Emu. I know, I hate Emu, man. I hate that deck. I totally get that. For casual play, it's a lot of fun, but I could imagine it being frustrating for more competitive. Yeah, oh, he used it. Wow. Yeah, I still played, I still remember playing one game against, it was when Enel existed. And this guy hit, man, wow. This is fucking nuts. I'll leave one Dawn active just in case. Do I go for game here? Can he? What can he do to win? He can still win, I think. Do you think he wins? Do you think he? How many? Wow, he used 3 of these events. I think he probably has the waterfall card, so I think we'll just leave this up. That's how people felt when I played Blackbeard. I feel like Blackbeard is a gatekeepy deck, and it lets you like not have fun as with certain decks, but it's not so RNG where like it's kind of like, you know what's in store for you when you play against Blackbeard, but when you play against yellow, there's just a chance that like you just can't do anything, and it just feels really bad. Okay, so we froze this boa and locked it. So what can we do here? So we have to stop a lot of attacks. We have 2 triggers here. The leader's a lot of power, and Tashigi can become stronger. He's probably not going to attack with Law unless this is like last attack and he knows we have no counter left. What's the best way to deal with this? I guess we just kind of pull life and see if we get some counter. Let's one Dawn up just in case. But I wonder if it was just stupid to not just attack this guy with everything we had. But I feel like he was trying to like bait it. Let's see what he does here. He puts one down here. 7, 7, 8, 9. Like, yeah, I don't know if there's a way we can win that. Yeah, I think not attacking with this was kind of dumb, because I knew there was just a way for 100% he would be able to rest it anyway. It doesn't even matter. Doesn't even matter. Ooh, the badge trigger. The badge trigger. Though I think we still lose, like yeah, we lose by exactly 1,000 counter. Yeah, nice. Yeah, he did have the waterfall card, so either way we were gonna lose that. I think I remember him getting that as well, so. Ooh, Foxy. We were just talking about Foxy. Do it. Do it. We have Margaret. But fine. Yeah, I'll keep it. It's fine. Do it. What does that do? You may trash this character if you're this Foxy Pirates. Add 1 Dawn. Oh, I see. Okay, so you just got a free Dawn. Good for you. That's pretty cool, I think. Play that. Grab this. Return and remove end turn. That's a cool little card. You just get some Dawn for free. And then we can play this. I can grab this, I think. And then we'll play... We'll do this. If Siegs post, we shall flock. Wait, what happened here? Did nothing happen? Why did the attack fail? Is he 6k or something? What happened? Or did he counter? I didn't even see what he countered. Okay, so we're gonna grab Kuma. And then we'll place... Run on top for the trigger. And then we'll play Shakuyaku. We'll just have Shakuyaku as counter. I think that's how we'll do it. Katakuri, good card. And he's already at 10 Dawn. That's pretty sweet. That's pretty solid. How good is the promo boa? I don't think it's that great, to be honest. I can see why it's used. Because the trigger is pretty good, and the trigger is pretty good. Okay, he just blocks with that. Let me also just attack here. The trigger is pretty good, and it counts as a Kuja Pirates card. So it increases the count of Kuja Pirates cards, and it decreases the it also gives you a chance to trigger something off of it with its trigger effect. So I can see why it's used. I don't think it's like super amazing, but it's not bad. I love how I had to force him to attack me to use his leader effect. It's kind of funny, actually. Okay, and then we can just... Oh, we're all minus 1,000 now from this thing. Okay, that's kind of annoying, actually. In that case, I think we actually do have to do this. And I'm gonna trash... Maybe I'll actually trash this. And then we'll do a Dawn on her. Dawn here. So this is 6. We can do 5, 6. And then this is 6. It'd be 7. That's fine. And then we can just remove the last one. I think this is totally fine. And we'll remove the last one, and then we'll have this as like a finisher. Yeah, we can do that to bring out this. And then we'll trash this and this. Then we'll play this. And then we can attack with this and this. Okay. And then we should just win, right? With the Perfume Femur next turn. Unless he has a way to like stop this thing from attacking. I'm not really sure. Foxy. If you have 3 more, the cards do not become active. Okay, that's fine. Trigger, yeah. Let's search for this. Turn. We can trash this. Okay, and then I think we just win with this, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Put that on. Yeah, okay. GG. GG. You can't Foxy Pirates me, bruh. No trigger, no trigger, trigger, trigger. Okay, 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 okay. Okay. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. Yay. Okay, so we got some good games in. I'm a little on the fence though. After playing this list, I realized that there is a lot of luck involved with triggers. Kind of feels bad. It does feel a little bit high rolly sometimes. I do like the list that has the 2 cost characters, so you can somewhat control your luck. You know, you can control what you're triggering or you're putting into your life. Sometimes that's really good because if you have the Gorgon Sisters in your hand, you can just put it into your life and you know what's about to happen. Being able to, I guess, like the only real luck that you can make for yourself is using Kuma after you use the 4-cost boa to plant something into your life, and that's really it. I mean, everything else after that is just RNG, right? So that part kind of feels bad. So maybe in the future I'd like to build a version of this where you can use the 2 costs to plant things, but everything else is like all triggers. Maybe this will involve not even using search cards. I mean, that's kind of what my original build was anyway, was just not using search cards. And rather than search, you just play the 2 cost characters that you can plant the triggers and you know what you're going to get. And then you just bounce them back to your hand with Slave Arrow. And like for me, that worked pretty good. But apparently the versions that do that just didn't win the championship. So they must know something I don't. But we did see some of their other really clutch characters come in. We saw Betch come in clutch and win us the game. We saw that 3-cost trigger blocker snake come in clutch and win us a game. So we know why these exist. We know why they're in the deck. But to be honest, it just also kind of feels bad when you get it sometimes. So I'm not really sure if that's the way I would want to play the deck or not. Yeah. So that's what I think so far about Boa and the deck in general after my however many, this is like 3 streams of playing this. And that's all the games I have for you guys for today. That's using the championship winning version of the deck. You can see there were some parts where it was really good, some parts where it was kind of mid. There's other games I didn't show in the video that just kind of felt really bad. Like all my life had no triggers and I felt like there was nothing I can do. But that's, you know, the high rolly, low rolly nature of not being able to control your triggers. So I'm not really sure if this is the way I'll be playing going forward. I think I would like to you know, adopt some kind of hybrid. I always like being able to do all the things, you know, using Sengoku to search, but also be able to plant my triggers. And that way, even if I don't have as many triggers, I think it would still be okay because you could plant the triggers. But maybe then that's like too much, you know, on play of playing the 2 costs and then you can't play your Kumas on curve or whatever else, or there's like no time to play these cards. I don't know. What I'm saying is there's a lot of experimentation that still needs to happen with Boa going forward. So I'm not done making videos yet. And the next video will be, as I mentioned before, using the 2-cost Nyoms and 2-cost Hyoris to control the triggers of my deck and see how that feels. So if you're looking forward to that version of the deck list as well, please subscribe if you haven't already and stay tuned for that next video. I'll see you guys on the next one.